Hi everyone. So today I'm going to be doing a session I actually did on myself and for the collective, and decided to make it public. So I hope you enjoy. This is at the time, very powerful time of the end of June 2020 when Venus is going direct, and this is very much a rerouting and regrounding into the new soil that's being presented to us. And soil, I say with quotes, there's definitely a new soil. There's a new rooting that we can do right now. And as we, dissolve the old, there's a lot of core belief of you can't do it. That very much, almost like if you do it, you're going to die. I was hearing, and obviously that is the extreme version of that, but sort of protecting yourself from failure and, all the things that come with that. Okay, so grab yourself some water, just a nice quiet spot to listen and receive. There's nothing you have to do. Your system knows exactly what to do as I facilitate this. And I just, and know that even though I'm downloading this during Venus going direct, this can support you at any time. All right, so here we go. So we're starting with your Earth Star chakra, and that's the chakra about a foot or two below your feet. There's a repair on its ability to root into its own roots. And so anywhere the root system was rooting into roots that weren't serving you, roots that aren't really, really your own, versus really dipping deep into the soil and nourishing itself. That's what the repair is on. And so with that, there's a matrix, and a matrix is like a webbing of programs and sort of a netting, a filter over how you see life, basically like a program in the way of your perception. And so that matrix is dissolving around building on shaky ground. And that's connecting to a rebuilding, a rerouting of existing roots. So I just see this image of very gently pulling and wiping away the old soil and pulling so that all the roots can cleanly come out of the earth. And then there's this beautiful, almost like mud-filled, really easeful hole that's ready for you to just enter in and bring your new roots in there and dip into that new soil and ground in there. And there's no rocks in there, there's no, there's nothing in the way. It's just so easeful and ripe and ready for you to just place your roots in there. This new soil is really connecting to this idea of the new normal on the planet. The really ripe newness. This soil is untouched by the old paradigm. Yeah, so I just hear clean. Just clean. And it wants to, what I'm hearing is that this rerouting is you still have your roots. So you're not starting, as if you're a baby or a new soul on this, just completely new. It's the soil is new and ripe and luscious and nourishing and untainted. But your roots bring in the strength and the musculature that you have cultivated through this life and past lives. So you're bringing that with you, but untainted. The stain of any unhealed wounds have been processed, and you're now sitting in this beautiful, ripe, new, clean soil. Just letting that integrate, and take a nice deep breath. And release anything that's ready to go. And there's a repair on your root chakra. It's really allowing your root chakra to be fertilized by this new rooting system and detoxed, because it's like the new, system is allowing for ease of just detoxification. And with that, there's layers, many, many layers of belief systems. And we don't need to see all the belief systems. We just know there's many layers of them around not being stable enough. So anywhere in your rooting and in your root chakra and in your grounding system that there are belief systems around not being stable enough, you not being stable enough, or the system not being stable enough, because now you're in a new system, so that's not true. That's all ready to dissolve, and any emotions that you're holding around that are processing through your system. So just take a deep breath, help that processing and that digestion of those emotions. Good. And with this, anywhere that your rooting system has been needing to ground outside yourself, to, what I'm hearing is like create a subsystem of roots that is being dissolved. So in this new system, in this new beautiful, clean soil, it's like root to soil. And before, there may have been systems and rooting where your root was rooted into another person or business or career or experience or relationship or anything that's outside of you. That root is where you were rooting and relying on sort of the secondary nourishment through that. So that's all ready to go. And then we have your bladder with an emotional release of all the negative emotions around holding on to the weight of your world, including others. So your bladder, if you just really tune in to your pelvis and that center area, you can feel like the cornerstone of your system is your bladder. And so really there's a lot of center, in essence, energetic weight on there. But here, what's shifting is anywhere that you've been holding on to weight of the world, to weight of others, to the weight in excess of yourself, and it's been putting pressure on your bladder. The negative emotions around that are ready to go, as well as this pattern of holding on to it's very similar to rooting into others' roots. When you do that, you take on their stuff and not all the nourishment and the goodness, because they got to get nourishment from their own roots too. So now this is able to shift, and now you can process the emotions from it. And there's an emotional release of disappointment in yourself and others, coming from your core. So your core would be your center point, your stomach, your torso, the center of your torso, your ab muscles, your ribs, your diaphragm, and then all the energy centers that are included there. And with this, there's a belief system, there's two belief systems that are dissolving. I am a disappointment at the core of me. That's ready to go. And all the emotions around it. And then another belief system, my core isn't enough. My core isn't enough. That's ready to go. And all the emotions around it. There's an emotional release of grief and sadness around not being good enough, coming from your core chakras. So your solar plexus, your heart chakra, and your throat chakra. And these are the chakras that help you to manifest. Your solar plexus is where you actually shine your power, your self-image. Your heart is your love, your self-love, and your love for others. And then your throat chakra is how you express all of this. You express the true your true self. So these core chakras are receiving this emotional release of grief and sadness around not being good enough. Yeah, and just allow your breath to support that. And then we have an emotional release of rage and anger from your heart space around your expression of love never being reciprocated. So anywhere you're experiencing, or if you've ever had that feeling of like, I want to be loved the way I love, and you don't feel like you're getting that, that's what this rage and anger is coming up around. And with that, there's a belief system that's dissolving. Others show me how much I am loved. And that's all ready to shift. Then we have an emotional release of shame and guilt for feeling how you feel about yourself and wanting to express it. So it's anywhere where like you have a negative feeling about yourself, or even a positive, but feel like shame and guilt around sharing it. And whether it's positive or negative, you're wanting to express it, but not. And so there's like a resistance there that's also processing. And this is all coming from your throat chakra. And you may feel this in your heart space as well. So yeah, just breathe into whatever you're feeling. Just continue to be with your breath. Just allow. And then we have an emotional release of blame from the back of your heart chakra, which is releasing around memories where you were blamed for not being good enough. Someone maybe saying, why are you like that? Or why can't you do it? Or why can't you be better? Or why is he or she better than you? Why is it that you just can't get your stuff together? Or it just doesn't work for you? Like, what's wrong with you? And so any memories where someone said that to you, you've thought that for yourself, anywhere this is coming up for you, and then you've been judging yourself and holding on to blame, that's all releasing from the back of your heart chakra and anywhere else that's coming up for you. Then we have an image of you sort of teetering on this little pebble, and all of the other people that you've been sort of comparing yourself with, or that you've been watching or have been in your life comparing who they are to you on these like really massive boulders. So from this image, there's an emotional release of shame and embarrassment, guilt, and also there's an emotional release of victim mentality. And with that, there's a belief system, I will never be like them. And that, in some cases, if these people have shamed you, you may have said that because you don't want to be like them and be that person. And in other cases, that actually could be hurting you, because you could be saying, I'm not going to be like them, so I'm not going to be successful because I don't want to be like them. And so you end up holding yourself back. So this is where it's just a reminder that there isn't any belief system, even the belief systems we put in place to shield us or keep us safe, they could end up hurting us. And so where we're just this flowing, expansive being with no limitations or barriers or beliefs in our way, we can then create and be and show up for ourselves and for others in a way that is just pure love. And with that, I'm also hearing the belief system that's also ready to go is they will always be better than I am. And anything coming up around that of like hierarchy, like if you have a certain amount of money, or you're a certain age, or you're a certain education, or a certain class, that then you cannot, or a certain level of maybe failures or successes in your past, that they create hierarchies and then stop you or govern whether you're going to be successful in the future. Well, that's ready to go. And as that beautiful image, and I say it's beautiful because it's come up so that these belief systems can come up, these emotional releases can be released, and now that image is ready to be disassociated from your system for good. Which means that you no longer have the belief systems or the energetic signature of that in your system. or the emotions around it, keeping it true or untrue. It just is, and it's not associated with your system any longer. Yay, freedom. And then we have an emotional release of rage around being suppressed by others, partnered with an emotional release of shame around allowing that. And this is all coming from your sacral chakra. So just take a deep breath in. Allow that rage and that shame. Dissolve that out and digest it through. Okay, so I'm getting that's it for now. That feels complete. I hope you enjoyed this session. Much love. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening and showing up for yourself and the world. Never forget how magnificent you truly are. By watching, liking, subscribing, and commenting, you help others get access to this Catalyze You content. So thank you so much for everything you do. If you're looking for more ways to get support from Catalyze You, please check the description box below. Until next time, peace, love, and blessings to you and yours.